Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode of FTL. It has been a long time since we've played FTL here on the channel, but we have some interesting things in store for you today. Oh yes we do. So, what's going on here? Well, we are here with two very interesting mods we're going to be using in conjunction. May make for a very unusual run, but we'll see how it plays out. And before we get into the specifics of that, there's an important thing I wanted to mention for people. If you are one of the people who have been really wanting more FTL, you want that FTL fix so bad, but you just haven't been getting it from the channel here, where we haven't been playing much FTL lately, there is a way for you to get that fix. Over on twitch.tv/VanguardOfValor, which will have a link in the description below, I have been playing, live streaming, FTL every Monday at about 3 PM EST to about 6 PM EST. Other days we stream other games, but every Monday we are streaming FTL, which means that if you come and check out the channel, follow me there, you'll receive an automatic notification when we're going live and what we're playing, and you'll be able to come along and watch us play a game of FTL live, interact with me in the chat, interact with other chatters, and generally have a grand old time. It's a little bit different from the YouTube format, and it's where I've been mostly playing FTL lately. Don't play it every day, only Monday is FTL day, other days we play other games, but I figured we should let people know so those who want to get their FTL fix know where to look. So, with that out of the way, let's take a look at these mods. Now, specifically, the two mods that we're talking about here were made by one fine mod maker over on the FTL forums, going by the name of Rannl, R-A-N-N-L, and they have created two really interesting mods. And the reason we're sitting here on the title screen is because they're a little bit unusual. I want to talk about them a little bit before we can see what they're doing. One of which is the Flagship Randomizer. As I understand it, it really randomizes the Rebel Flagship, putting in a variety of different weapons and alternative options for the Rebel Flagship, and it creates a variety of different combinations of these things. There's also the Rantril, which is a player ship randomizer, which creates randomized variants of all of the different possible ships the player can use, A, B, and C types for every ship. They involve different floor layouts, involve different crew, involve different weapons, involve different augments, all kinds of things are changed, which systems are available on the ship and which aren't. So there's a lot of changes that thing makes. But the really interesting thing about them is that it's somewhat unusual for an FTL mod in that it doesn't actually come in the form of a .ftl file. It comes in a form of an exe file which generates randomly combined FTL files each time you run it, which means that while the mod itself obviously cannot be entirely randomized as what's in it is set, it's a program which generates randomized FTL files, which is really interesting. So we're going to be playing with two of those today. So let's take a look here in the new game menu and see exactly what we're getting in store for here. Here's a variation right here. We have the Rantril, which starts with a basic laser, chain laser, and Artemis missile. It starts with a backup battery from the looks of it. It also has level 3 weapons, it's got no augments, it's got a slug crew. Very unusual. Let's take a random other ship. The Randite starts with a fire beam and dual lasers, a crystal crew, 2 rockmen. Interesting. Doesn't appear to have doors. It's an unusual ship layout to be sure. And then we can look at another one. It also has an automated reloader and rock plating. If we take another random ship, we have the Randlemax, the Areolamax here, Type C. It has an anti-biobeam, charge laser, small bomb, Rockman, 2 slugs. It has very unusual things. No sensors on board here, as with some of the other slug ships. Just a very unusual layout. And all of these different ships have different things. There's different colors, different room layouts, all kinds of unusual setups. There's a burst laser one and a heavy laser one, as well as hacking and a backup battery. No clone bay on the the Shrike here. Lanius Type B. Very unusual setup. So, what we're going to do is, this one also has no O2. We are going to pick one of these randomly selected ships. We are going to be playing on normal, because I have a feeling this may make things a little bit unusual anyhow. And we'll go and see how we can handle the game, get all the way to the flagship if we can, and do our best to take that sucker down. So, let's randomly choose a ship. Hopefully we get something interesting. The Rand of War. We're starting with 1 slug, 1 rockman. We're starting with an anti-biobeam, a charged laser, and a small bomb, as well as a slug repair gel. Alright, well, this is what the fates have decided. Hopefully this winds up being an interesting battle. We are going to make a little bit of changes here before we start. We are going to rename this sucker to the VSS Irregularity, but in appreciation of the random elements of this game, especially for this particular run, we are not going to rename our crew this time, which is very unusual for me, as I always like to do that to fit with the theme, but really, the randomly selected names just kind of feel right this time, because the random nature of the game is what we're all about here. So, we are going to be playing with this variation of a slug ship. We are going to jump straight into this thing and see how it goes. So, here goes nothing. Alright, the data we carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. We'll need supplies for the journey, so we have to make sure we explore each sector before moving on to the next. But we have to get to the exit, of course, before the rebels can catch us. Let's take a look at the secret data we carry. The data clearly shows that the enemy fleet has one single weakness, the rebel flagship. Destroying it will turn the tide of the war. Let's look at the files detailing the flagship's layout. The flagship consists of 3 main sections, with the systems housed in the wings separated from the main body. We can take a look at the specific systems. The vessel's main systems include a hacking and stunning system and a cloaking system. As a last resort, it has a cloaking system with weapon heat masking and a mind control system. Interesting. So it sounds like there are a variety of different system setups, unlike in the regular game. So we actually have to deal with cloaking and then being able to fire while cloaked, from the looks of it, in the final stage, as well as mind control. They've got hacking and stunning weapons. I'm not sure how the stun works. I guess we'll find out. And there are a couple typos in here, but that's fine by me. Let's check the flagship's weapon specifications. In addition to the systems, the flagship is further equipped with an impressive array of artillery-class weapons. Its main guns consist of a breach missile launcher and a hull laser battery, optimized for targeting empty sections of hull. That sounds real nasty. Secondary artillery-class weapon systems are mounted on its wing sections. A heavy ion weapon and a focused anti-bio beam that can pierce shields? Oh, baby. That's scary. Alright, let's go through the files and look for information on a backup system. The flagship is also equipped with a backup drone system with several drone schematics, a beam-equipped combat drone, an anti-drone defense drone, and a boarding drone. That looks nasty. Alright, let's go through the files and look for special tech the ship might have installed. There is a huge internal generator powering some kind of super weapon. The flagship is also equipped with a damage-resistant armor plating and reverse-engineered medical nanobots. Oh boy, this flagship looks like a monster. Alright, well that's all the information we're gonna get, and we're never gonna see that again until we get there, so this looks like it might be scary. So, conveniently, we have the charge laser anti-bio beam. We have enough power for both of those, which is nice. Small bomb, not enough power for that. We only have enough power for one layer of shields, even though we actually have enough for a third bar. So that's interesting. We're gonna have to deal with that as we go, I suspect. So, I think we're just gonna have to deal with this. I could send Philip over to the helm. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I find that rockmen are best used when they don't need to move very much. That way they can take advantage of their high health to stay in one place and deal with things when things go bad. Overall, though, it's going to be a tricky situation, I think. Let's get jumping and see what this galaxy has in store for us. What do we have over here? Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. Well, let's explore that asteroid field and see what we get. Ah, perfect. We discovered the remains of a ship embedded into an asteroid. It still has some functional missiles, so we get 3 missiles and 19 scrap out of it. Awesome. So, we actually can't afford these. Looks like they've changed the costs of some of these power-ups. Possibly? No, actually that's wrong, because the third one normally costs 20 scrap, I believe. So it normally costs 50 for you to get your first level. Interesting. Okay, so that seems pretty normal. Let's keep jumping and see what else this galaxy has in store. Our jump leads us to nothing but empty space. This jump beacon serves no purpose other than as a connection. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's jump into the nebula then. Save ourselves some time and see what's lurking in here. Hello, Ion Storm. That's not good. We find 2 heavily damaged ships floating nearby, the remains of a battle. We begin to harvest some usable debris when we hear the sounds of someone beaming aboard, followed by the shouts of a boarding party. We get 1 missile, 1 drone, and 14 scrap, but there are intruders on board, and there are a lot of them. Alright, so if they're going to start destroying our weapons, we're going to quickly run Vivimord here over to the shields and start venting these suckers. Because the quicker we can get the air out of these parts of the ship, the more easily we'll be able to murder them. So let's vent out these rooms and make sure there's nowhere safe for them to go anywhere on board. We need to make sure these guys don't destroy the O2 system as well. There we go. Okay, now we can close these doors again. These guys are trying to break into here, but there's going to be no air in there by the time they get in, so that's fine by me. Now we close this door and lock them in place. Alright, the suffocation is going just according to plan. These guys might make it far enough through here to actually attack us. No, they do not. Nice try, boarding party. Alright, let's turn our O2 back on so we don't suffocate to a horrible death. Turn the shields back on so we actually have some kind of defense when we get to the next sector. And let's go fix some damage. Alright. We're going to send Vivimord over to the weapons quickly to repair that damage, and then we'll move on and we'll see what else is hiding in these nebulas nearby. We can't also afford to buy another power bar for the shield, so I might do that even though we don't have a lot of power to put in there, because having 2 shield bars already is incredibly good. That part of our random generation is very handy. Alright, let's get you back over to the shields for now, I think, Vivimord. And we'll be ready to keep going. So, let's jump out of this ion storm and see if this is also an ion storm, perhaps. What's going on over in this nebula? A heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula at this beacon. Before we have time to make contact with them, they fade away into the nebula. Let's try and follow and help them. Our search is hopeless. Our sensors can't pick up anything in the nebula. Well, that's unfortunate. Not the greatest start for our adventure here. We're a little bit short on power still, so I don't know if I can actually afford to run these things. Not if we ever want to have O2 turned on. So, let us jump around a little bit here, and we'll see what else we can find. There's a whole bunch of jumps in the nearby area, so we should be able to get a little bit of loot here. We jump into another remarkable system. No life signs detected within scanning range. That is a lot of nothing beacons in our first sector, which is not very good, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, apparently. We spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat, and does not seem to want to engage us or our ship. Well, let's demand the surrender of their goods and see if they want to be convenient that way. We prepare to secure their cargo by force. They don't want to fight and are trying to escape. Alright, so this could be real bad for us if we can't slow them down. They also have a pretty nasty complement of weaponry, but if we just do this, they can't ever hurt us. So I'm okay with that. Now, we need to actually knock out their helm, otherwise we are going to lose this fight, which is not a great start. So let's fire the charge laser in here. Now the biobeam is charged. Okay, now we need to try and murder their crew quickly, so we're going to aim this through the tiles in which their crew are placed. Wow, that insta-killed him. That's incredible. Alright, we need to aim the charge laser somewhere else. We need to get these guys out of the helm, because if they just sit in there the whole time, they are going to get away. So let's move them to another system, try and get them to actually go repair something they need in an emergency. The captain did not leave. Let's aim at the weapons and quickly see if we can get him out of there. There we go. We got them to move. Good. Alright, because now they're not going to be able to either protect themselves or avoid this death laser. Awesome. I'm not sure if we're actually hitting the last person there with the beams, because he didn't seem to take too much damage from that, but we'll fire another anti-bio beam in there and fry their last crew member and take whatever they were carrying. Bzip. The ship refuses to fight, but we still detect life signatures. Apparently this was a prisoner transport. The single survivor offers to join our crew in exchange for their freedom. Welcome aboard, Mallet. We got 20 scrap and a mantis named Mallet. Alright, Mallet, you're going to take up position in the weapons room for now. You might as well. Okay, we're going to buy some power, because we really need some more power. Now we can afford to run all these things together, so let's keep moving. There's a store over there, but I don't think we're going to head in that direction just yet. Might go there later, but for now, we need to try and get some more valuables. The only other ship at this beacon messages us.
Finally, after months of waiting, someone has fallen into our trap.
Alright, these guys can't hurt us either, we're okay. So, let's power up the charge lasers and get ready to melt their faces. Let's get ready to melt those faces. And they stunned our shield crew, but that's fine for now. Let's zap out their shields. They do, however, have a clone bay. So we're going to need to be doing some damage there, otherwise we're going to be unable to keep them dead. That's going to be a pretty major target now for us. So let's fire the charge laser there next, and see if we can do enough damage to it to shut it down. Because if this takes it out entirely, we'll be golden. It does. Alright, so we're going to fire this beam right through here. Now there's only a Rockman left. We should be able to keep him disabled, especially because since the system is broken, they should be losing the dead crew anyway. So that human won't have a chance to come back now, even though this system may get repaired before we get a chance to kill the Rockman. There we go. Crew dead. System destroyed. With the crew dead, we take the fuel out of storage and take all the scrap we can manage. 5 fuel and 20 scrap. I have not used an anti-bio beam in ages, and boy does it feel evil. I feel like a monster melting all these crews with no chance of survival. We jump back into the nebula, and we find a pirate ship arrive shortly after us. Judging from the fact that it's attempting to avoid our ship, we assume that it's a smuggler trying to stay away from the beacons. Well, let's attack the pirate, see what happens. We power up weapons and move into engage. They've got a combat drone, mini beam, and heavy laser. That's a nasty combination they've got right there. Alright, these guys could be dangerous. Let's see how they put up with us. They do have a clone bay as well, which is unfortunate. We're just going to have to see what we can do here to clear out their crew without letting them come back to life again. Thankfully, their timing seems to be fairly out of sync, so it's unlikely they'll be able to do too much to us. Let's knock out the shield system here quickly a little bit. Never mind, we did not do enough damage to it. We actually missed the NG anyway, so that did not work out in our favor at all. Hopefully we'll be able to get a nice combo here. I could small bomb if we need more damage, but then I won't be able to anti-bio beam either. Oh, now we're taking damage. That's bad. Alright, we're now at risk of being seriously hurt here. We need to start killing that crew. So let's charge laser into here. And I missed both shots. That's unfortunate. We need to fix this shield system pronto, because the longer it's down, the more vulnerable we are to these attacks. And they hurt pretty bad. Alright, we have a second shield layer up now, but we have to actually get it ready to go before it can protect us. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. So, what we're going to do now is, we're going to melt this NG in a second. Like so. This should kill him outright. Oh, the shield got back up before it fired. That's not what we needed. Alright, we're taking a bunch of damage here in this fight. This is not good. I could try and knock the system down again, but I have a feeling we're just going to keep taking damage here. There's no really great way for us to deal with this, except perhaps to damage the weapons and try and take them down in a convenient opportunity like this. If we can stop their weapons from firing so consistently, we might be able to do something about it, but this is not looking good for us. Nobody died there either. We are having a hard time here. We're also on fire, but I don't know where. So what we're going to do is, we're going to vent out all of these empty rooms. Just so we don't have to worry about any of them being on fire. Turn off the O2 for now, give us more evasion. Not getting hit by these things would be lovely. There's a fire, okay. Fires should be under control here. We've taken a lot of damage from this fight. It might just be better for us to run, but I'd love for us to have a chance to do something to them, and a bunch of the crew are definitely weakened. There we go. We got a hit there. What we gotta do is we have to fire this right down this way. There's a dead human. They've got no pilot now. That's better than nothing. Alright, they've lost their shield crew, so that's going to make them a little bit less efficient for a while. Fires have gone out, so we can afford to close the doors. I may want to turn the O2 back on, since we're a little bit low now. But we're going to do our best to just keep harassing these guys. We're going to fire the charge laser into the weapons and see if we can get them to leave the clone bay alone. Nope. We need to try and hit the weapons, because that'll prevent them from actually hurting us anymore with this incredible combination of attacks they keep throwing at us. Alright, O2 goes back online. We need to kill these guys. One more shot should kill both of them more or less. But unfortunately, I keep letting them get their shields back online, which is not good practice for us. So, I missed again. Fantastic. That's going to completely throw off our attempt here. We're going to need to reload and try again. The tricky part is that the beam charge is not quite what we need for actually hitting them at the proper speed, so this is really inconvenient. Their room layout is really problematic for us being able to kill them properly. Getting a lot of shield experience from this. We just leveled up once already, which is pretty dang fast, but it's because I can't kill these guys. Eventually they'll die just from the laser damage. There we go. Now they got one crew left. He's going to have to leave the helm to go fix this, which means he's not going to dodge, which means we should be able to stop taking damage finally. Because if we charge laser here now, that's going to knock out one of their weapons and prevent them from hurting us. They're trying to escape, as they say, but they've only got one crew and nobody's on the helm, so no one's allowed to do that. We lost 7 health taking these guys down, so hopefully there's a real nice return from this. We may even lose more if we're unlucky like we just were there. But let's see if we can't kill these guys out right now. This should be the last shot we need to fire at them, just to make sure they're dead. No, you're still alive. That is pretty incredible. This Rockman does not want to die. I fired a bunch of anti-bio beams at him as far as I can remember, but he just doesn't go down. I'd love to kill them without destroying the ship, but either way we're going to get some kind of loot out of these guys. Depending on where he goes next... Yeah, he's going to come try and fix this damage. We're going to try and kill him here. You are a dead man. Yes, you are. Good. Whew! With the crew dead, we search the ship. We find military-grade weaponry and take what looks most useful, getting 12 scrap and a heavy laser Mark 1. Well, that battle was probably not good for us. We probably should have just fled long ago. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta make silly decisions. Buy ourselves some more power for various systems, so we'll be able to use those to keep ourselves a little bit better alive, because right now our evasion is terrible, and I should probably put Mallet in the engines room instead of the weapons. Getting that extra evasion right now would be a great step towards not dying a terrible death. So we're going to move Mallet over to the engine room for now, put Vivimord back, although I will heal them before we move on, and then we will see what else we can accomplish here. Alright, so let's save crew positions there, just so we don't have to worry about getting them all mixed up later, and let's keep jumping. So, there are a good number of jumps left, but we may be a little bit pressed for time if we go over here, so I think we're going to jump into this part of the sector and see how many more jumps we can get before the exit overwhelms us. What do we have here? An abandoned space station encircles a lonely planet. A quick check yields schematics for a drone, and we bring it on board the ship, getting 9 scrap and a system repair drone. Awesome. That might be useful someday. Alright, there's a store over there still, but we're not going in that direction. We should have enough time for, like, 3 more jumps, perhaps, and then the exit. So we're going to head over in this direction, check out this little cluster over here, and see what we can get. Scans show a remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messages us, saying,
Stay out of this, or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on...
But we're going to attack that pirate and not give them any chance to attack our poor civilian friends. Alright, Double Mantis. They don't look too dangerous. Their laser can't pierce our defenses, but that bomb could be all kinds of nastiness we don't know all about yet. Let's turn off the O2 to increase our evasion for the time being. Who needs to breathe anyway? I mean, really. We've got plenty of air on board our ship, so I'm not too worried about us being in any real trouble. Small bomb comes in and misses initially. That's a good start. Let's knock out their shields, because they have only Mantis on board, so they're going to be real slow doing repairs. Alright, those guys should have about 30 health left each now, except this Mantis level a little bit less, because he got shot by a laser as well. Got a whole bunch of skill ups there, which is real nice. Bomb goes into the medbay, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, so let's charge laser him again. This should kill them. Goodbye, Mantis. Alright. That gives us 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 12 scrap, and we contact the settlement, who say that with the pirates gone once we signal the station, they say that they appreciate what we've done, but there'll just be another ship looking to profit from their isolation soon enough. They apologize for not giving us more, but do give us a fuel, missile, and 8 scrap. Awesome. Alright, well, let's turn the O2 back on, so we're not suffocating anymore. Let's go, got a little bit more power from the shop, that way we can actually, or the upgrade menu, rather, so we can keep our systems all running without having to suffocate ourselves for no good reason. Fix up our medbay so we're not stuck in a nasty situation later if we can help it, and let's get back to business. So, we got probably enough time for 2 more jumps, probably not 3. Let's go check out this one, then we'll head over to the exit and see what it has in store for us. Scanners indicate that a battle is taking place nearby. It seems that someone is under attack by space pirates. Well, let's aid that civilian ship and get in there. We power up our weapons and engage the pirates. Artemis missiles. That is a scary, scary weapon. Alright. They have no med bay or clone bay, which is great for us. We're going to target their weapon system as fast as we can and try and knock this thing offline before it can fire more than once, because it is going to hurt if it hits us. Got a 25% chance of doing us some serious damage. Knock that weapon system offline, please. And there goes our shields. Thankfully, we were able to turn it offline, so they're not going to be able to keep smashing us, and we should be able to keep it disabled with the repeated charge laser hits. Now, they do have what looks like 2 humans in there, so they're going to take 2 salvos of the anti-bio beam to take down. So, let's take a first fry in there. we go. So, they should both have 30 health left, so the next anti-bio beam should kill them outright, and they shouldn't be able to get another rocket in on us either. Charge laser away! Want to keep this system damaged, even if it's a little bit less efficient, because that way they can't fire more Artemises at us if we happen to get unlucky and miss our shots. So, charge laser almost ready to go again. Let's fire that sucker in here. And that is one dead crew, and there's 2 dead crew. No more life signs are detected on the pirate ship, so we hasten to contact the civilians, getting 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 22 scrap in the process. When we contact the civilian ship, apparently the ship was being assaulted was a science vessel. They thank us for saving them and offer a small reward, giving us a missile, drone part, and 17 scrap. Awesome. This gun is fun. Charge laser is interesting, but the anti-bio beam is fun as ever. So, we have a little bit of money left to spend. Might put it into some weapon power so we can get the other lasers online as well, giving us more chances to get through enemy shields, especially since these are all 1-power weapons. I don't see why we wouldn't want to use them. They're pretty darn efficient. Yeah, I'd like more evasion first, but having more firepower is always nice. I'm going to grab the evasion for now, just so we have a chance of not taking any more damage than necessary. Let's head to the exit and get out of here. It's not worth getting overrun for nothing. We've arrived at the long-range beacon, and when the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. This area shows signs of a battle some time ago. There are scattered remains of ships, but one station appears to be intact. Let's move in to examine the station. As we approach, it becomes clear that the station is simply an empty shell. It has been stripped of useful materials long ago. Well, we tried. Alright, it is time for us to get out of here before we get overrun, so off to the next sector. We have 2 options, pirate-controlled or abandoned sector. We could go to the abandoned sector, but at the moment I'm feeling pirate-controlled, so that's where we're going to go. Reason being, we don't have the best border defenses, and the borders that come and attack us as Lanius drain the air out of the rooms, and they're pretty nasty for us to fight without having any good way of fighting back. A few years ago, this region was bustling with trade activity. Now it's overrun with bandits and marauders. We should tread lightly here. Let's take a look at the secret data we carry. Oh, is it... Okay, interesting. So it looks like it gives you the flagship data every floor. So that's a little bit inconvenient, a little bit spammy there, but you can just skip through it after you've read it the first time. This is my first time actually playing with that mod enabled, and I'm interested to see how it plays out all the way through. But, yeah, that is a little bit of an inconvenient issue, but it does mean that you can see what you're up against before you get there, which I do like. So, let's move around through the pirate-controlled sector and see what we can find over here. See what goods they have in store for us. Here we come across a large trade station. However, as soon as we approach, a warning goes out to all ships in the region. Do not associate with the Federation sympathizer. All who oppose the rebels will be punished. Well, let's see if anyone sells to us anyway. We apparently spoke to the wrong person in our search for a store. Warnings go off and we detect an automated rebel ship moving into attack. Alright then, they got beams and beams, so they're actually harmless. Charge laser, heavy laser time, and let's make these guys regret attacking us. Doesn't even matter where we put the extra power, because putting into evasion doesn't matter, since these guys don't actually need to aim. Alright. There you go, now you can't dodge us anymore. Next salvo should take down your shields, and then you'll be a sitting duck. Power up that charge laser and murder. There we go, now they've got nothing, and we can spam the charge laser as soon as it's powered up. Looking good in my opinion. Goodbye, auto assault. Nice try. Alright, wow, we got a free augment? Luck is on our side apparently today. Ship explodes, leaving behind 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 21 scrap, and a reconstructive teleport. That'll be great if we ever go for a boarding strategy later on, which we may. So, let's power the anti-bio beam back up and keep moving. We're off to a very interesting start here so far. Some very lucky finds. Let's keep moving though, there's plenty of stars to go check out here. Plenty of beacons. A missile shoots across our bow and the jump completes. Our scans quickly reveal a ship with pirate markings pursuing an unknown vessel. The pirate hails us.
Damn it! We weren't expecting company. Stay out of this and you could profit.
Artemis missiles, heavy lasers, bad stuff. We're to be a hero and attack that pirate. They're gonna come boarding us from the looks of it. They don't have any mantis though, humans and rockman, not so worried about that. The Rockman's going to make this a whole lot slower, though. So, we have an enemy on board. Let's go send Mallet to go show him what for, and then we will attack ourselves. We're going to be targeting their weapons bay as per the previous battle. Thankfully, they hit an empty room. We're going to anti-biobeam them whenever we get the chance, but what's more important is the fact that they no longer have their shields online, or weapons online, rather. That is one less crew member to deal with, or enemy to worry about. Let's heal up here while we're waiting for the charge laser to knock out their missiles again. There we go, and let's zap both of those fools. They may want to run to the medbay now, since they have taken a not inconsiderable amount of damage, but it looks like they're more interested in fixing the damaged systems than going and healing themselves, which I am entirely okay with. Because that means they're going to die soon. Oh, now they're in the medbay. That's unfortunate. That's going to make it a little bit trickier, but we have a chance here to get them anyway. If this hits, it should kill both of them. Not the Rockman, evidently. He's a little bit tougher than that. But now he's in the weapons base. We can keep harassing him while he tries to fix the Artemis missiles, and he doesn't have a whole lot he can do about it. There we go. Now he wants to run to the med bay, so we'll have to try and kill him quickly. He's got a lot more health buffer than the humans do. And he's dead anyway. The pirates are all dead, leaving the ship dead in space. We scrounge what we can from their ship before contacting their former prey, getting 2 missiles, a drone part, and 27 scrap. They thank us for the help, saying, "I'm an arms dealer that usually only works with rebels, but considering the circumstances, I'll make an exception." Alright. Weapon pre-igniters, jeez. Explosive replicators, battery chargers, some crew, a teleport, a cloaking, and a backup battery. Lots of things we can't really afford. I can sell some things, though, so we could potentially get ourselves a teleporter with this stuff. If we sell our slug repair gel, we'll get a teleporter we can use with our reconstructive teleport to just have absolutely vicious boarding and anti-bio strategies. That could be really interesting, because the reconstructive teleport heals instantly as soon as you teleport back. If we can get a clone bay to go with that, this ship will be a vicious close combat monster. But I don't know if that's really what we want. Probably is, because it sounds awesome. I mean, long story short, it sounds really cool. But I think we're going to go for that. Hopefully it'll work out for us and won't come back to bite us, because it may. There's no guarantee this will work out, but we're going to sell the slug repair gel, even though it is a really nice augment for not having to worry about rooms being drained of air. We're going to buy the crew teleporter, and we are going to have some fun with that later, I'm sure. For the time being, we don't have a whole lot else we can do. We can't really afford to regenerate our health. We can't buy any more fuel, because that takes all of our cash. I don't want to sell any of this stuff at the moment, because it may come in useful later. But having that teleport on hand, as well as the reconstructive teleport augment, means we have the potential for some real power. Alright. So, let's send you guys back over here. We could send these two as a boarding party, start training Mallet already, but we'll see what we're up against first. Let's jump onwards and see what we run into. As we arrive, our screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools and have tried to shut down our engines. Our crew managed to keep them barely operational and move in to attack. Okay, well, you know what? This seems like a prime opportunity to go for our boarding strategy, because there's 2 NG in there. And NG are not the toughest boarders in the world. So let's just jump in here and start smacking them around a little bit. They've got no med bay and no clone bay, so these two should be able to easily beat them in one-on-one combat, and we should be able to also destroy their weapon system, if we can actually make any of these shots hit, which would be nice. Let's get the heavy laser ready as well, so we actually have more chances to take out their missiles, because the missiles are the annoying thing here. The chip damage is not acceptable, but they're all dead anyway. With the pirate ship disabled, our engines come back online, and we salvage what we can from their ship, getting 2 fuel and 25 scrap. Awesome. Let's teleport these two back out again then, get them all healed up. Actually, they have reconstructive teleporters. I gotta remember that. They don't need to go heal if they're the boarding party. They get instantly healed. And that's great. So let's power up the anti-bio beam again and get ready to keep moving. There is a whole lot of space out there to look at. Let's go see as much of it as we can. And we're in an asteroid field now. A pirate ship was lying in wait inside this asteroid field. It immediately moves into attack. Let's turn and fight then. They've got 2 bars of shields, which makes them pretty dangerous, and they have 3 lasers. Oh boy, this guy is a serious opponent here. We may just want to try and board rush them down, but there is what looks like a Zoltan in there. an NG, and a Rockman, they have a good chance of beating us in one-on-one combat, so we may just laser them to death. We're definitely going to try and take out their weapons, though, because that'll make them a lot less dangerous, and we'll go from there. So let's charge up the charge laser and see how lucky we get here. Ooh, there goes our O2. Not so lucky to start with. Can we take out their weapons here? There we go, that's what we needed. Alright, let's zap these two quickly. Oh, Zoltan's instantly dead. That's awesome. Okay. Now we could probably win a boarding effort, but I'm not going to be in too much of a rush here. They can't hurt us anymore. We're just going to have a hard time hurting them similarly because of the fact that they've got those double shields up. So we have our charge laser ready to go here. Let's see if we can get some damage in here. Yes, we can. We're going to aim here first because it should... Oh! I was about to say, if we can just touch the NG, he should instantly die, but it doesn't look like it wants to let us, so I'm going to run you over here to fix up the O2, Vivimord, because you can actually do repairs, unlike our Mantis, who's really terrible at them. Getting that evasion skill up, which is great. They're starting to fix the weapon system, though, which I do not like the look of. Fire the charge lasers. Okay, now we should be able to kill them by firing right through here. Got good damage on these guys, did not take out their weapons, but they no longer have the ability to dodge, which is going to help. He's going to be able to sit there in that medbay for a while. No, it looks like he changed his mind. He might have been to full health already. I don't even know. That's worrying. And there's a very focused shot. Thankfully, they got unlucky and missed us, which is awesome. Let's get you back over to shields quickly, Vivimord. How are you doing for skills? You're almost maxed already. Wow. Alright. Well, let's try and take these guys down a peg again. There we go. Let's zap this Rockman in the face. That'll do, and we also knocked out their laser again, which is great. Now they're not going to be able to hurt us too much. We can keep dodging to increase our evasion from these asteroids and their multiple lasers. Charge is almost ready again, but we can't do anything until the biobeam's ready. It's going to be hard to kill this guy if we get unlucky here with our timings. Because he's running to the medbay now, which is not what we need. So we need an asteroid to hit right about now. Nope, but we can try and melt him. The melting failed, but we did damage his system. He might want to go try and fix that. If he doesn't, we may have to wind up just killing this guy. Because he's going to be impossible for us to properly kill. Like there, we didn't actually get the shield down all the way, unfortunately, because of bad luck. We did knock out the helm, which is going to be nice. It's going to make it impossible for him to dodge us. And the more things that we damage, the less likely it is that he's going to want to go fix the medbay. But we need to take out their weapons again, because they can actually hit us, which means they're dangerous. Perfect timing with the asteroid there. That means we're going to have a chance to fry the Rockman twice. No, it looks like we might have got him once there. I'm not sure. Shields came up at a bad time. Took an engine hit, which isn't great. We could go for more lasers and just try and beat them down, but I'd love to try and beat them with this anti-biobeam strategy, but I'm getting the feeling that we just don't have the... Oh, okay. That's how it's going to be, then we're going to go for murder mode. Getting the feeling we don't have the juice to beat them this way. They're consistently outgunning us in that respect, and it's not good. So, we're going to put some firepower against them. Fire the lasers. There we go. Now they're trying to run, but their systems are all breaking, so the odds are we're going to have to destroy this ship rather than take them out peacefully. But you know what? At this point, I'm not too worried about that. We've been very careful about negating the firepower of the ships we've come up against, but this guy, he's done for. Get out of there. Alright. So, ship explodes even behind a substantial collection of useful scrap, giving us 2 fuel, 1 missile, and 22 metal. Now, that was definitely not my best strategy, but we got through it alive, so that's the important thing. Let's get out of here and see what else we can find in this area. We've lost a lot of health on silly things so far, trying to be too fancy. Here we receive a wideband message.
Free schematic samples. Be sure to visit our new military-grade drone store opening in Sector XR-145.
Gets us 12 scrap and a defense drone Mark 1. Well, I'll take those things for sure. That'll almost let us max out our engine power, well, not max out, but bring it up to 5, which I consider to be a good, safe, baseline engine to explore the rest of the sector. That's a pulsar right there. Hello. A small research station orbits a nearby pulsar. It appears largely abandoned, but we detect power signatures flaring up as soon as we're in scanning distance. A small combat ship launches from the station. It's pirates. Alright, Mallet, I should have healed you earlier. But I didn't, so we're gonna deal with it. So let's get ourselves powered up here. We may go for a boarding rush here if we can kill the Mantis earlier, or weaken the Mantis. They've got no medbay. They can't hurt us unless the Ion Pulse knocks out our shields. so I'm not too worried. Well, talking about knocking out our shields, there they go. Let's try and knock out their weapons right now. There we go. Now they can't hurt us. We're going to anti-bio beam the heck out of that Mantis, which should kill him because he took 2 lasers. No, he survived. This should kill him then. There we go. They've only got 2 crew left, and they've got nobody actually trying to actively repair the ship. Let's quickly turn on the O2, and we'll deal with the rest of this. They can't hurt us anymore. So really, we can kind of just destroy them as we see fit, but if they knock out our weapons, then we'll probably go board them. Nope. We're still good. They can't do anything to us, so let us see if we can anti-bio beam all the way across. No. But if I knock out the shields now, the NG should leave the helm to come fix them. And then I can hit both of them. There we go. Now we fire like this. There we go. Now they're hurting. They're getting some of their systems back up online, though, so we'll knock that out with a charge laser quickly. There we go. Keep them as disabled as we possibly can. Next anti-bio beam should kill them outright. As long as the NG doesn't get his system fixed fast enough to leave. So we'll quickly fire a charge laser through there to knock him down, and we'll anti-bio beam them to death. There we go. Perfect. No more life signs remaining on the ship. We strip it of useful materials, getting a missile, drone part, and 32 scrap. I love when the environment helps you murder the enemies. Let's keep looking around and see what else we can do around here. Dodge that ion pulse nicely. I should heal Mallet still, but we didn't have the chance. A rebel autonomous scout is exploring this beacon. We attempt to hide behind a nearby moon, but the ship finds us and begins its assault. Beam drone, single laser. Alright, so this is actually a good mission... A good spot for us to try and heal up a little bit, because they're not really dangerous to us at all. We have a lot of missiles, though. Holy cow. We have 31 missiles. If we ever find good missile weapons, we will be able to use them with no reservations. There we go. Shields are down. We can blast away at these guys to our heart's content. We can instantly spam the charge laser, which is a real nice thing. Because you don't have to wait for it at all anymore. The shields are down. We can fire it as soon as one shot's ready. And heavy laser for the kill here. Goodbye, auto assault ship. Nice try. Nice try. Ship explodes, giving us 2 fuel, 1 drone part, and 17 scrap. Alright, so we got a little bit of money on hand now. We may want to buy ourselves another power bar and also upgrade our weapons. If we grab another power bar, that will let us fully power all of our engines, shields, and 3 power bars of weapons. I'm going to hold on to 44 scrap for now, just in case we can find an interesting store upcoming. But we'll see what happens here. I'm hoping to be able to jump back to that centralized beacon. We arrive to have a small fleet of NG ships target us with a message. Piracy results in negative societal impact. Not permitted. We assure them of our honest intentions, and they allow us to pass. Alright then, we can go exactly where I hoped we could, so that's good. Then we should be able to jump to the exit and get out of here. The only thing within scanning range is an old abandoned mining structure and a resupply station. They appear to have been picked clean by marauders. Well, that's another nothing jump, but that's only fair given how many nice things we've gotten for free this game so far. Let's keep jumping. We're a little bit low on health, but everything else about our ship is looking pretty solid. We've arrived at the long-range beacon, and when the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. When we ask a nearby station for aid, a friendly programmer gives us the schematics for a drone, 10 scrap and an anti-ship beam drone Mark 1. This game has been throwing drones at us the whole time. It's really nice of them. So, that was not so bad. Let's jump on to the next sector. There is a store there, but we're going to have to pass on that for now. We have options of a civilian sector or a rebel-controlled sector. Rebel-controlled isn't great for us because it's going to be mostly robots and complicated rebel ships. So this is probably not a great choice for us, honestly. The civilian sector isn't as good either as the rebels is likely to be, because there's going to be less battles. So we're going to be picking and choosing here, whether we want to have more enemies we can't kill with the bio beam, or more enemies that we don't face. We rarely go to civilian sectors, though, so we're going to try for the civilian sector and see if we can get some nice things at the store to do with all the items that we bought. So we're going to head over there. We've arrived at a new sector. We're going to skip through all of the secret data information again. There we go. So, thank you for watching, everyone. We are going to be ending this episode here, 2 sectors in. We'll be back again next time with sectors 3 through 4. Hopefully some more interesting things happen on the way. If you've enjoyed this episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/VanguardOfValor, if you're interested in catching more FTL than we'll see here on YouTube. If you liked the video and haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing, and I'm done plugging myself for now. Thank you for watching. I look forward to reading your comments, and until next time, bye-bye.